The liberal media attacking NFL kicker Harrison Butker after the three-time Super Bowl champ for the Kansas City Chiefs gave a faith-based commencement address speech at a private Catholic college in Kansas.
Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. But it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
Butker's defense of faith setting off a media firestorm, even his own league's involved. The NFL distancing themselves from the star kicker, with its diversity and inclusion chief officer saying Harrison was speaking in his personal capacity. Headlines trashing Butker as a jerk, a bigot, racist, sexist, and homophobic.
Who is he to tell us?
Don't speak for us. I think that's kind of the thing. Stop speaking for women out there.
Somebody gets up and says that sort of thing to somebody like yourself or your daughter. It's just outrageous.
I think he has mother issues. Yes. He probably was left alone because she was busy with her career. He's angry.
Do the therapy.
It's unbelievable what Butker was saying in this speech, saying that women might be better off staying at home instead of pursuing careers. It's 2024.
Yeah, I mean,
that's insane.
But their outrage just made Butker's star burn brighter. Sales of Harrison's jersey are skyrocketing, and he's finding support in unusual places. Whoopi Goldberg coming to his defense.
These are his beliefs, and he's welcome to them. I don't have to believe them.
Right.
I don't have to accept them.
All right, Judge Jeanine.
Yep.
What is so controversial about saying, women have a great career, but you know what? You're probably also looking to falling in love and having kids, too.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, the amazing part of this speech is that it's at a private Catholic college, okay? He is espousing his belief in the Catholic faith and Christianity, and he's talking about women and his own wife in particular, and is drawing a conclusion from that. And it is amazing in this country that people are willing to trash him for his beliefs, and even the NFL apparently is coming out and saying he doesn't speak for the NFL. Well, when Colin Kaepernick was trashing cops as pigs and trashing the American flag, the NFL didn't come out and say he doesn't speak for the NFL. The NFL has never come out and said, we're sorry, we have 117 NFL players who've been arrested for domestic violence, 7 who've been indicted for homicide charges, and not even counting burglary, drug possession, and all this other stuff. Now they want to take him down because he says something that is innocuous. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. Now, his jerseys are going up in terms of sales. I'm going to buy a jersey. You know why?
Yeah.
First of all, I like the Kansas City Chiefs. But second of all, I believe that the man has the right to say whatever it is he wants to say. And yet people go out there and they espouse, we want to kill the Jews. We want to exterminate them. We want to eliminate Israel. And they're the ones who are supposed to be so inclusive. This guy talks about traditional Catholic Christian values, and all of a sudden the left wants to take him down. And you know what? The Catholic Church has been under attack for 2,000 years, and it'll never go away.
Dana, why do you think the outrage over something that just seemed so benign?
I think partly it's social media, and also because hot takes are popular, right? And everybody gets a choice on how to react to everything. And a lot of people choose not to listen, not to read the room. The jerseys are all sold out in all the women's sizes.
Interesting.
And so the NFL actually makes money on that. So I can't believe that the NFL weighed in instead of just saying no comment, because no comment would have left it. But choosing to be offended is a choice. Now, the left loves choice unless you decide to be a stay-at-home mom. If that's your choice, then you are a traitor to your race. Well, shall we revisit the women's sports? Trans men in women's sports? Do you want to have that conversation again? You want to get outraged about that? I'm glad that Whoopi Goldberg is true to her beliefs and willing to stand up. It reminded me a little bit of when NBC all marched in lockstep because they were so outraged that Rhonda McDaniel might actually go on the network and everyone said the exact same thing, and not a soul said, oh, actually, I don't think it's such a bad idea. Whoopi Goldberg was at least willing to do that.
Good for Whoopi. Greg, it's almost like they just heard him say women should stay home barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen.
Judge Dana Wright, it doesn't matter what they heard because it wasn't for them. They are intruding in on that moment by their choice. You select the times that you want to manufacture the outrage. Yes. That's why they're a bunch of phony jerks. Whoopi was right. The rest of them, they're a bag of assholes. That entire clip is a giant bag of a-holes. Every single one of them. He did not export his religion or his politics to the playing field. He didn't kneel. He didn't wear any BLM swag or anti-police socks. He was making a pro-Catholic speech at a pro-Catholic university. If you are upset about that and you weren't there and it wasn't for you, you are a big loser. I mean, you are so pathetic that you actually have to seek this out because the story wasn't for you. You were actually like building up this outrage because you have nothing going on in your life. God forbid you actually listen to his message. You might actually find out that, wow, you know what? Maybe he's got a point. None of these people, I bet, few of these people were upset, over the Chiefs drafting a man who choked his pregnant girlfriend, right? I bet that didn't kind of play. That wasn't on their, X timeline, but here they are. It's, oh, my God. You know what? There's so many things out there that could upset you if you choose, but you're choosing it. And I just have to ask, what does the DEI office at the NFL do? What do you actually do?
I think they put out
diversity inclusion. What do you do? Do you actually look at the team and go like, we need a black quarterback, we need a white linebacker? What do you actually do? I thought that the NFL is based on like who's the best athlete. That has nothing to do with DEI. It's competence. It's meritocracy. You're a bunch of losers.
And
Harold Ford Jr.
So I share the view. I share Whoopi Goldberg's view about this. I think everyone has the right to say. I think everybody around the table has echoed. Everyone has the right to say what they want. Whether you agree with them or not is a different thing. I think that the most important thing is that women now have options to do whatever they want to do in life. Can be professionals, can stay at home, can do both. I have a wife that does both, and I'm thankful for that. So I'm glad he thanked his wife, and I think those who are being critical should watch the entire speech and understand that the reason we're proud to be Americans is because we can all be proud in our own right to be the American we want to be.
Or go outside. Don't watch the speech. Just go outside and do something with actual people.
But if you're going to have an opinion on it, I don't disagree with it. If you want to have an opinion, you should at least watch it.
And get off your phones.
Yeah, get up your asses.
Okay, Greg, that's enough.
I'm sorry, but when I saw, I could just tell that they have no concept of how to actually prioritize things in their life. When they're like, how dare he say that? It's like, why don't you just do something?
Or if the producers say, you should be really outraged about
yes,
this.
Exactly.
Like, well, thanks, I'll make up my own mind.
Thank God we don't do that here.
We never listen to the producers at all.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.